Post-Thanksgiving Flintlock hunts. William Hovey Smith, 2025. This is Hovey Smith, a backyard sportsman, and I am at my workstation today. It is the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm preparing to go out and hunt for the next 2 days very seriously. I've just returned from a trip from Florida. I've got my gear sorted away, my clothes washed, got a Thanksgiving dinner mostly cooked now. I had 4 guests invited, none came, so I'm continuing to cook. We have almost all the meal put together and freezing it, and we will have that for Christmas. But in the meantime, we're getting ready for some serious deer hunting. This post-Thanksgiving week, outside of opening day, sees more hunters in the woods in Georgia than any other period. Deer will be moved. It is also cool today compared to the 80 degrees plus that when it was when I arrived a few days ago. Yeah, this weather change invites deer movement. It invites buck rut activity again, and we still have bucks in our very confused Georgia rut season looking very actively for does. Yeah, they're still out there. And I have a great big deer that has not been taken yet. I haven't seen him since I've been back, but I have no doubt that he is still here. And so what I have done is yesterday, I took my duck chair out and I put it in a patch of pines where 4 roads intersect in an isolated part that absolutely no one has hunted. Now, if that buck is hanging out, yeah, this is an area he is likely to either be or pass through. So that's what I'm looking for. Now, I'm using the Harpers Ferry 1807 pistol, and that's good to about 30 yards or so. So we are going to try it at that range to get something decent. I want a doe, a good-sized doe, or I want a buck. But anything that comes within range that I think I want to take, I will take. Now, the Rightnour rifle, of course, has much longer range capabilities, and I can reach out and touch something as far as I can see in those woods without any problem. So that's the method. I've already got our gear. Going to wait till I can see to go in. I mark my place by hanging an orange vest on a tree, so it's obvious that there's a hunter back there. Plus, I'll park my lawn tractor back there at the start of the road when I start walking. And I've got my chair in, I've got my cushion in, and I'll take my guns in and enough food and water to keep me until about 1 or 2 o'clock after I go in. I'll probably go in about 9 or 10. And then stick it out to 1 or 2, come back, eat, and then go out again in the afternoon. Yesterday, there was some shooting during the mornings, but I heard nothing in the afternoon. Well, I assume most people were sitting down at Thanksgiving dinner in the afternoon, so that may be the reason for that. But we should have movement, we should see deer, and hopefully be able to get one. We're about to end our morning sit, and we're in our duck chair again, and in the woods that I described. Nothing happened this morning, surprisingly. I guess the Florida people haven't driven up yet, and the Georgia people aren't seeing anything. I haven't heard very many shots, if any, yet this morning. Maybe some in the very far distance. But very, very quiet indeed. So we're going to pull out and rest a little bit and do some work, and then come back for the evening. And this is our area. You see pines and brush, of course, out in front. And then as I pan around, you can see the woods become a little more open. And right there is a junction of several old logging roads that I described. And then further and further around, you can see more and more open areas. So this is where I would hope the deer would come. But none shown quite yet. But I do have hope in this area. One thing about the evening sit is that the sun will be at my back and I will be in more shadow. So that is favorable. Both are very effective weapons in their range. On the pistol, I'm looking for about 30 yards. On the rifle, 100 yards would be a reasonable shot. And that's a deer's eye view of my blind. And even with the chair, yeah, it's certainly not very visible. It could spot movement if I move. But yeah, so far as the blind itself goes, yeah, that's pretty effective. It's right behind the tops of those greens. It's hidden back in there. My mechanical creature has been patiently waiting there, Parse. And there on the tree, you can see where I'm hung up my vest. Mark my hunting area. It's 2 o'clock on Saturday. And we've got to make a trip this afternoon. So I'm going to pull this out. Plus, it's supposed to start raining for the next 2 or 3 days. So we're going to put this in a hard blind so I can hunt at least tomorrow morning, even if there is some rain. On my trip to the Miami-Dade County Book Fair, that was 1,000 miles. And I talked to several hundred people about my books. My new business book, Using AI to Make Your Own Job Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age, was very well received by the college crowd. Yeah, they saw the immediate need of it. These people in this graduation season are having difficulties in finding jobs and can well visualize that they may need to start something on their own before they can find something that they would consider reasonably permanent, if there is any such thing in the world anymore. I also shopped around my book, Petrov's Escape. Now, this is an unusual novel, as are all my books, in that it features gay as well as straight characters stressed under unusual conditions, where love, lust, and mixed loyalties may imperil a mission that saves the world. We're in our hard-bodied blind in a food plot that you've probably seen before. I hunt this in turkey season, and I hunted earlier this year. And then we had a doe and her fawn pretty well using it every day. Well, someone has shot the doe. The fawn now has some small size to it. I'm not really eager to take it. But we have had about 2 inches of rain today. And what I'm hoping is that the deer will start moving along these old logging roads. And I'm really hoping for a bigger deer than that, than the fawn. But we'll just have to see what happens. I'm using the Harpers Ferry 1807 and the Rightnour 50 caliber rifle that I've been hunting with all month. And we're trying to get a beastie with both of them, but have yet to be successful. Well, our strategy was a success, but no execution, unfortunately. Deer have gotten very used to this blind, and they will not approach it. We saw 5 deer. The fawn that I mentioned came back, and it fed, nearly 150 yards away. It wouldn't come any closer than that. But about 300 yards away, there were 2 adult deer. I could not see any obvious horns, so I would suspect they were does, and they were in that direction. Then in that direction, there were 2 other adult deer. It fed where there was a little corn left that the land manager had put out, and they were apparently gleaning up that, and only scattered grains. But they would not come any closer to this blind. So I suspect they've gotten very blind shy now. So we're going to move out of here and decide which of 2 places we're going to relocate. We're going to try for those 2 or those 2. But at least we saw deer, and good ones. So any of the adult deer I saw, would be suitable for these guns. We can just get them in range. All of my books are available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Gardner's, and other booksellers worldwide. For now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.